get this going. Okay. Microphones work. It's all good. We are WT USAT Data and Facts, a Taekwondo podcast today, because tomorrow starts USA Taekwondo Nationals.
Right.
And we just finished the collegiate World Championships. What was that called again?
World University Games.
Yes, the World University Games. And I'm going to get this lit. And why don't you start with the announcements about the transgenders with the...
Okay. Yesterday, we learned, and America learned, that the U.S. Olympic Committee is going to comply with President Trump's executive order to ban biological males from women's sports. And so people that are known as transgender
women
will
not be
allowed to compete
in female category anymore.
In any category and the U.S. Olympic divisions.
So what does that mean for World Taekwondo and USA Taekwondo? It's pretty much done, right? They have to comply or there will be lawsuits.
Right. And
that's my understanding.
Well, I think they have to comply.
Period. They have to change the rules because right now, since 2014, is when the International Olympic Committee, or maybe it's been the U.S. Olympic Committee, that's when they changed it to allow transgenders going through a sex change.
Sure.
To compete in women's sports,
right?
If their testosterone level was,
and that's all they're
diminished.
Recently been using is testosterone level and whether they're getting hormone therapy to lower those numbers,
which didn't make a difference.
Which didn't make any difference.
And there's all kinds of scientific, medical, sports medicine studies.
So thankfully, everybody's woken up to the facts and the reality, and that's a good thing. So let's protect women and respect them and their results.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this because we definitely knew of some actual international athletes that competed as men and then changed to women and started fighting women in Taekwondo. So
I noticed that USA Fencing made a press release within
an hour or
two of the U.S. Olympic Committee doing it. But so what has USA Taekwondo done?
How many posts have they made since this announcement?
Well, since the announcement, it's been probably a dozen, but there were 7 today, none of them mentioning this at all, which is very disappointing.
That's very disappointing, USAT.
Not surprising for USA Taekwondo and the people that run it and their directors. So that's just disappointing, but they're going to have to comply.
Yes, and that needs to get,
they will.
That needs to get done. The rules need to get changed ASAP. Now, we haven't checked the World Taekwondo's rules yet.
No, but they're not going to react.
Don't they have to have like some committee meeting or something before they can go and change the rules?
Well, sure, but WT is not going to react to this at all because they answer only to the International Olympic Committee.
That's WT, right?
Yes, WT answers to the International Olympic Committee, and they've said that they're going to leave it up to individual sports. So World Taekwondo, who knows what they're going to do?
This could be a conundrum.
That could be. Or a conflict, given that the next games are here, next door in California, in Los Angeles, in 2028. Yeah. And interestingly enough, I think it's related. This year's Nationals are in Ontario, California, right outside Los Angeles. And they're beginning now. There's people already there. Everybody's already there.
For Nationals, yeah. In fact, the brackets come out tonight. We will post them. They're weighing in right now.
Right now.
Mm-hmm, for Koryugi.
For under 21.
Uh-huh. And
we're going to come back to, we're going to circle back to the under 21 team trials. It's going to be in December this year. And that's a really big deal. It's a G4. And we're going to talk about other G4s today.
How about now?
What was the recent G4, Steph?
The World University Games.
We're at the University
Games.
I
don't think people realize what a big deal this was. This is a G4. It's the same level as the Pan Am Games and the Pan Am Championships. So the only difference with this G4 was, and a lot of people weren't sure, you cannot keep your points if you max out your points up to 40 for the year.
For Olympics.
Whereas like President's Cup, which is a G3, you can keep your extra points. So poor Michael Rodriguez.
Yeah, so there's a few athletes that are affected by this. So Michael Rodriguez, for example, who, won bronze in men's minus 87.
Great.
We'll talk about USA results. He already has 40 Olympic points this year. And so his 14.4 points for this event are only going to displace other points. So he'll actually get the 14.4 points, but it's not on top of the 40. So that's too bad for him. There's other athletes in the same category. The woman who came second in female 49, Sufarada Kiskalt from Germany, she already had 36.2 or something points. And so she's only going to get, whatever that is, 3.8 points.
Yeah.
Out of her 40, she goes second, so it's 24. So out of her 24 points, the 24 will go to the world rankings, though. So your world rankings will reflect all these numbers.
So this will help, like Michael's world rankings.
Yes, okay. But that's only good for seeding at like the World Championships. That are coming up later this year, and we'll reflect back on World Championships coming up later in this broadcast. So, should we talk about results?
Yes, but I wanted to mention the KPNP.
Yes,
and that the high quality of the video.
Yes,
the production of these World Games was the University World Games was, I would say, very close to being as good, as well done as the Olympics.
Yeah, the Paris Olympics.
They showed you, the observer, was able to see the instant replays. They had one thing I like about KPNP, they have more camera angles. So there, we saw a call, and Don posted it, where it was very iffy. It looked like the girl, and this was a gal, right, in 49?
Yeah.
And
I think it was Thailand
from China.
China.
Yeah, and it was a final, I believe.
Yeah.
And it looked like Thailand might have kicked her in like the chin. And at the last angle, you could see that it was a flyby. It didn't hit. But the other angles, it looked like it did.
They even had the overhead camera.
The overhead camera. Even that one kind of looked like she might have hit it. But when they looked at the last angle, she missed. And then they didn't give it to her.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yes.
But
excellent.
But the KPNP chest gear is not working as well. And less people are punching. They don't award as many punches.
I don't think I saw a punch.
I saw. I did see a few attempts.
Okay.
It was by one of our
Well,
people.
Michael Rodriguez made an attempt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But it's not, and they keep upgrading the chest gear, the PSS, and it doesn't get any better.
No. It
doesn't get better. It just gets more expensive. And I'm getting really sick and tired of this. They need to standardize this, go with a sole source. There needs to be like a team trial and have KPNP and Dato. I think there's another one or two out there too, to have a competition, to see which one is actually more accurate, and get some like professional referees who have the most experience to award it. It should be awarded, not backdoor deals with corrupt officials. I'm just getting sick of this.
Speaking of referees, they look pretty good at the in terms of performance.
You know why? Because you didn't notice them.
Because you didn't notice them. So I think they did a good job.
Except for their tight white pants.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But other than that, I thought the referees were very good. The video quality was very good. They didn't show like who won on the screen. It didn't show like who won what round.
Right.
That was the only thing that was missing.
That was a flaw.
The match number was there. You could see the Gamjungs, but you didn't know, like, say it's a third round, you didn't know or the second round, you didn't know who had won the first round.
I think you're right. I didn't notice. We looked for it. We couldn't see it.
Yeah, it was frustrating. But other than that, I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should talk about
results. Let's talk about results.
Yeah.
I'll let you take it from there.
Okay. So USA, way to go USA. We got a silver by Ethan Gunn in men's minus 54. And
go Ethan.
Go Ethan. And then we had 2 national team members on this World University Game team, the 16 people.
Not academy.
2 out of the 16.
But national team members.
National team members. And they were Hannah Keck in women's heavyweight.
Yep. Go Hannah!
And Michael Rodriguez in middleweight, men's
Go
middleweight,
Michael!
Which is minus 87. And so they both got bronzes. Good for them. It shows the quality of the national team, I hope. And overall, we got the silver and 2 bronze. And that, in addition to our other scores in quarterfinals, round of 16, round of 32, that placed us in 13th place.
And how does that hold up in the past?
The reason we're that far down, let's call it, and we're down there with countries like Poland, and we're just ahead of France and Italy. So that's, and Spain. Spain didn't do that well. We were ahead of Spain. Spain's usually doing better than us. And so we were right in the pack of USA, France, Italy, Spain, and Germany all had almost the same scores. The reason that we were down there is because we had nobody that finished in the quarterfinals. So quarterfinals are a good indication of the depth of your team, I believe. That's my opinion, because it shows your near misses. These people almost medaled. And, we didn't have anybody almost medaling. Our quarterfinalists all medaled, the 3 of them. And so that's good that they medaled, but bad that it's that thin, the ranks. So, and some people say that, well, it wasn't our A team, CJ Nicholas wasn't there and Faith Dillon wasn't there. But, you had to qualify. Right. You had to be 18 to 25 years old and registered in college with at least 2 courses that give you full credit. And so that's not that difficult, but, you also had to make that choice. So I mentioned that age restriction, the 18 to 25, that's what kept this from being giving you Olympic points, apparently. That and the under 21 World Championships, which is also going to be G4, that also will not give you extra points over your Olympic points.
So the U21, that's tomorrow.
Yeah, yes, but the team trials itself, the event itself is in December.
Okay.
The world event.
And that's a G4.
That's a G4.
Okay. So the team trials is tomorrow.
So who did well at the World University Games? Well, what a shock. China sent 6 athletes, only 6, and they got 3 gold, a silver, and a bronze. Their 1 quarterfinalist is in trouble. She didn't medal. It was the women's heavyweight. She didn't medal. But that still put them on a per athlete basis way out in front, almost twice what Korea got. Korea was in second with their full team of 16, 4 golds. Who was third? Brazil was third. Way to go. Gold, a silver, 2 bronze, and 3 quarterfinalists. Way to go with their 8 members. Canada was in 8th place. They got a gold and a bronze, and they had 4 in the quarterfinals. So their university students are doing pretty good. Mexico did not do well. They sent 11, and they had no medals, no quarterfinalists, and they were, of the big teams, near the very bottom. So Mexico did not have a good day. So we don't know if this is an indication of anything in the future, but we do know how this compares to things in the past. Like, is this good? Is this bad? Is this normal for USA to finish like 13th at a major international event? And I'm going to prove to you that it is totally normal. Totally normal. Should I continue?
Yeah.
Well.
Can you smoke and talk at the same time?
I'm going to take a few thoughts first. Why don't you say something about how our medalists did? Did Michael?
We just did.
We just did? All right.
Yeah, we just did.
Ethan Gunn is not our world championship.
We have overlooked 54. Men's 54. Because, it's kind of like women's 46.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've never really had a lot of, like men's 58, we really don't have, other than Will Cunningham, we really don't have any big athletes that just annihilate and win everything.
And we almost never had, except for back in the day with Juan Marino and a few other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So we need more Juan Marinos.
Okay. So let's look back at some other recent world events and see how, the USA finished. I looked over there, like the camera's over there. You're right there. So 2025 World Cadets was just a couple of months ago. And we finished 11th. Sorry, the women were 12th. The men were 11th. And we finished 12th overall. So, and who was first? Russia, then Korea, then Taiwan. These are familiar names. In the 2024 World Juniors, our women finished 8th. Our men finished 13th. Women better than men. And that is a common theme throughout the USA's history. And overall, we finished 13th. Who was first? Oh, Iran, Korea, and then Croatia. And then China and Taipei. Again, very familiar names. 2023 World Championships for the seniors. Of all the big teams, who was first? Korea, then Turkey, then Croatia, then Uzbekistan. Ah, the stands. Watch out for the stands. Where were we? We were 12th at the 2023 World Championships with 1 silver by CJ and 1 quarterfinalist in Michael Rodriguez. Those guys are still around. Thank you guys for sticking around. Let's go back one more year to the 2022 World Championships, and I found it. We were 10th with 1 gold. That was Michaela Greenwood. And no other medals, and 2 quarterfinalists. I think Anna Zolcic was 1, and maybe CJ was the other. I forget who the other one was. So again, very thin ranks, only 2 near misses and 1 medal. Who was first? Mexico, because it was in Mexico. And then the familiar names of China, Korea, and Spain. And Uzbekistan was 6th. Kazakhstan was 15th. I got to point out that Kazakhstan is now doing better than Uzbekistan. Unbelievable. Kazakhstan at these World University Games finished with a gold and 5 bronze and 5 quarterfinalists. Wow. Whereas Uzbekistan had a silver and 3 bronze and 2 quarterfinalists. So anyway, that's very typical. And we could go back further. Is this trend been going on for a long time, Stephanie?
Well, we haven't talked about the Korea Open yet. I think we kind of
Let's do that.
So, because Christina Teachout got a bronze, and that was a big deal. And we had several Academy members, and that was just a couple weeks ago?
Yes.
Week and a half ago?
Yeah. So, we sent 7 people, I think, including...
We only got 1 medal.
Faith Dillon, Sophia Segura, Maya Mata,
yep.
Kalfani Harris, Will Cunningham, and the only non-Academy person there was Danica Deaton.
Yep.
So,
in 60.
Yeah. So Danica won her first match, lost her second. Maya Mata actually won the first 2 matches and then lost her
to the same person that Sophia Segura lost to.
Sophia Segura
got the gold.
Lost her first match. Kalfani Harris lost his first match. He might have actually won. Will Cunningham.
He won his first. You already said that, right?
I think it was the other way around. I think Kalfani won first, lost his second. I think Will lost his first. Faith Dillon won her first, lost her second. So, and this wasn't even like a huge multi-country event.
And you think it being the Korea Open in Korea.
Faith won it last year.
Yeah. That the coverage would be good, and it was so shitty. It was so bad. It made our old U.S. Opens look good, which were crap.
Except the camera actually showed the ring. But yeah, you couldn't tell who
it was
the score
grainy.
Was.
There was no information. It was very grainy.
You had to read the score on the,
if you could even see it, you couldn't even see the match numbers.
Tiny little scoreboard in the distance that was for the athletes.
We were having to flip through the brackets that we had to struggle to find the brackets. I think somebody sent us a link to it. So I finally figured that out. And I had to go on like a Korean website that I didn't really have much English on it. And I finally figured it out. But it was really like they didn't want anybody to see it. It was like very hidden, very poor quality. And, you'd think,
it wasn't.
Korea being the mommy of Taekwondo, which is where it originated from, and they have so many good athletes that they would have a better, higher technology production. And nope, it was shit.
But again,
at least we could see it.
Our best result was from a female, Christina Teachout, in female -67.
I see where you're going with this.
So this brings me back to another post I made.
Congratulations to Christina Teachout.
Way to go, Christina.
-67.
And she was a beast like normal.
Yep.
So I recently posted results for the men and women at the Pan Am Championships, the G4 Pan Am Championships from 1986 through 2024.
Yeah, you did that whole thing. I mean,
hosted the whole thing.
That was great.
And there's a couple themes that come out of that.
The women.
We do really well at the Pan Am Championships because it's just the Pan Am countries. We're there competing basically with Mexico and more recently with Brazil and sometimes a little bit with Canada. Other countries hardly do anything at all. Cuba does a few things, Dominican Republic sometimes. But it's really USA versus Mexico now versus Brazil. So how have we done at those things? Well, the women, there's been 18 in that period that the U.S. went to. We didn't go for some reason in 2010, and 2020 was canceled. The 18 events, women did better than the men 16 times. 16 out of 18 times. They tied once, and the men won the other one. So the women are almost always better than the men.
Well, there's also more competition with the men. There's always more men. And
except,
but I don't know if that's a fact. I mean, well,
it's our opinion, and
well, I mean, those are facts. That's how many times the women have done better than the men. But each of those tournaments since '86, there's always more men that compete.
Right, and we average, 3.5. This is out of 18 events, 3.5 golds, 2.3 silvers, and 4.3 bronze. There's just 10 medals each time. In 2024, we had 11 medals with 5 golds, so a little bit better than average, but not dramatically better. And it's very consistent over the years. Like, for example, 1996, 4 gold, 2 silver, 3 bronze combined.
Pan Am Games,
women were the best. Pan Am Championships.
Yeah, okay.
Which have all the divisions, not just the Olympic divisions.
Okay.
That's why I
so the world weight classes.
World weight classes. So common theme, women almost always better than men. And then let's look at the weight divisions. And it's very interesting because the very best weight divisions are female 67, welterweight for women, almost twice as many medals and points as the other divisions. And we almost always win a medal, and it's almost always gold. Most recently, it was Anna Zolicic that won a gold in 2024. Paige McPherson won 3 golds and a bronze. So yeah, this has been a long history in that weight category. The next best are bantamweight, which is minus 53, and middleweight, which is minus 73. So those, and the women in general, do way better than the men. And let's make a comment about the men. The men, what's wrong with the kind of lightweight men? And not the 54 men, because we've got 4 golds there. We have no golds whatsoever in men's 58. Like none out of 18 events. We only have 1 silver in men's 58.
What year was that?
This is all the years. 18
but when
events.
Did we get the silver?
Oh, it was in 2008 by James Howe III. So, and he's still around. He's a coach. Tim Thackeray got a couple of bronze, and Tim Thackeray's on the USAT staff. David Kim in 2022 is the most recent medal in that. Similarly, in bantamweight, which is minus 63 now, we have no golds, but we have 4 silvers and 6 bronze. So a little bit better than the 58ers, but in those 2 weight categories, they stand out because we just don't do well. And that's in the Pan Am Championships, let alone Worlds. So those people have a huge opportunity to make a statement like William Cunningham and other people. And William Cunningham hasn't been lights out recently at all. So let's get those people involved. And that's surprising because these aren't the guys playing football and basketball. No, they might be playing soccer, but these people are way too small to be playing football and basketball. So where are the Americans in 58 and 63? Yeah. Our best male category, and it isn't that much best, is minus 80 with CJ and in the past other people. So basically the minus 80 it's leading the minus 87 and the heavyweights by a tiny bit. So the heavier guys, and that's still the case where we've got CJ in 80, Michael Rodriguez in 87, and Jonathan Healy, and they're the most recent medalists last 2 events. They still are.
And Victor Rodriguez was 68, and he was doing really well, and now he's trying to go up to 74 and 80.
He's doing well in 74.
Yeah. But I think he should stick with minus 68.
Yeah, he did at the Charlotte Grand Prix Challenge. He did minus 70 and lost his first fight.
So,
and he's signed up, and we're going to come back to Muju is the next Grand Prix Challenge. He has signed up for minus 80 again there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's.
But I'm not sure that's the next thing we're talking about.
U2 under 21 USA Teen Trials tomorrow at 8:30 a.m.
I can hardly wait to see the brackets.
Yeah, that's coming out tonight. We'll post them.
Yeah.
And then Nationals is Friday.
Senior Nationals,
which the brackets will come out tomorrow night.
Yep.
We'll post those and links as we find them.
Yep.
That's going to be very exciting. And then, so that's immediately.
Yeah.
Tomorrow or Friday.
We'll do another podcast soon.
Yeah. Probably
Sunday or Monday.
Yeah. Once it's over and we have some results to talk about.
Yeah.
And then in August we have the Muju, the Grand Prix Challenge.
Yep.
And you wanted to say something.
I want to say that the overall global sign up, they haven't finished the registration process because not all countries have paid, and they're still sorting all that out. But it's way less popular than Charlotte was. No division is full. You're allowed 50 in each division, and nobody is full. And some of them are down in the 30s. So it's going to be a way lower turnout. USA has still got between 3 and 4 athletes in every Olympic weight division. But a couple of notable people did not go, have not signed up. Michael Rodriguez is not going for men's heavyweight, and Naomi Alade is not going for female heavyweight. And there's reasons for that.
What are the reasons, John?
Thank you for asking. They're focused on the 1 week later in Lima, Peru, for the
Pan Am President's
Cup, was a G3 extra 30 points.
It's more important.
It's way more important than Muju.
Get to keep your points.
So the people going to
you like your points, you can keep your points.
People going to Muju, which includes all the academy basically, they're going to be maybe a little beat up and travel weary by the time they get to Peru a few days later for the much more important President's Cup. So I kind of question spending all that money going to
Muju.
Korea. Like, USA Taekwondo just sent, 6 of their academy, which probably cost, I don't know, plus a bunch of staff and
tens
stuff.
Of thousands.
It probably cost $60,000 to $100,000 to send them there, and we got 1 bronze medal. And they're sending a whole bunch, basically the whole team, to the Muju Grand Prix Challenge a week before, and they're going to send them then to the President's Cup. So a ton of money going to a few people. That's not building the pipeline, people.
Nope. Pipeline is important.
The under 21 is the pipeline.
Yep. And we don't have any 58ers other than Will Cunningham right now.
Yeah. And I haven't even seen USA Taekwondo talk about under 21. Under 21 is
well,
the
they
pipeline.
didn't even talk about the no more trans in women's sports.
No.
So, come on, USAT.
Yeah. Come on.
Come on.
And we talked about the President's Cup.
Yep. That is more important because it's a G3. Like, I hope Michael Rodriguez goes because if he medals, he gets to keep his points.
30 points.
Yeah, that's a big deal. I'm trying to curb my potty mouth.
And the next opportunity for more points is Worlds.
Yeah, and that is that in December?
It's not in December. I think it's in late October.
Oh,
I could be wrong.
All right, well, we'll cover that later.
That's much later.
But I think that's all we got for now.
Have you noticed that I'm drinking a Diet Coke? The choice of the President of the United States?
Is that a fun Diet Coke, John?
But this is a fun Diet Coke.
Do you have a little red button?
I have
for me to go get you Diet Coke.
I would like that, but I don't. But I'm drinking a Diet Coke, but it has some fun stuff inside it.
Rummy rum.
Rum jungle.
All right, Jones out.
We're done. See you in a few days. Under 21.